Hey everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to prove to you once and for all how important it is to run Markdown Manager sales in your eBay store. So I actually just finished recording my eBay monthly sales recap video. I'll make sure to link it down in the video description below in case you missed it. But in those monthly sales recap videos, I always go over things like gross sales and selling costs. And I was able to show you guys that my sales are down 45.9% from the month of July, which is a pretty significant drop. And why did my sales drop, do you ask? Well, I stopped running sales. So here's a really brief backstory of why I decided to run this kind of test. So I always get lots of questions from viewers regarding things like, should I go ahead and get an eBay store? Is it worth paying the subscription costs? What kind of things can I do to boost my sales? I'm not getting a lot of traction. I'm not getting a lot of traffic to my listings. And I always tell people, you have to run sales. You have to be active. And I completely believe that having an eBay store subscription is well worth the cost, especially if you're only talking about having a starter store that's $8 a month. So I just recently announced to you guys that I have decided to open up a storefront. And in doing so, that is going to be taking a lot of my time. And so for the first half of August, it was all business as usual when it comes to listing items on eBay and doing everything as normal as possible with running things like Sales and Markdown Manager, sending out best offers and all of that. But then the second half of August became really busy with me doing things trying to get the storefront ready to go so that I can hopefully open the doors sometime soon. And so because the second half of August became really busy doing other things, I didn't have a lot of time to spend with the listing on eBay. I didn't really have a ton of time to sit around and ship packages. I thought to myself, this might be a really perfect opportunity to prove to all of you guys why sales are so important. So what I decided to do was for the second half of the month, almost actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was almost 3 full weeks because I think I stopped running sales in my store around August 10th or August 12th. I'll actually take you guys into my eBay account and I will show you the date that the sales stopped, and we'll kind of look at how sales responded to that. So for almost 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, I was running no sales or anything. I was just basically letting my store sit there just to kind of see what would happen. And as a result, my sales are down almost half. So again, I sacrificed my store and my sales just to prove to you guys that I don't just say all of these things all the time because I like to hear myself talk. It's because I really truly believe them, and I wanted to be able to prove to you guys why I feel so strongly about how powerful running sales and sending offers is. Today's video is also sponsored by Wholesale Ninjas, and after we go into my computer and I show you all of the data that I've collected for you, I want to go into talking about the Reseller Appreciation Month that Wholesale Ninjas has put together for the month of September. Wholesale Ninjas is doing free shipping on multiple kinds of lots, and they're also giving away Apple products all month long, so we'll talk about that after I show you the proof that I have that running sales works on eBay. Okay, so here we are in my eBay sales report. We're looking at August 1st to the 31st, and you can see here that my sales are down 45.9%. That's almost half. That's a lot of loss in revenue right there, just because I stopped running sales. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the marketing tab of my eBay Seller Hub, and I want to show you when exactly sales stopped, and we can kind of look at what exactly happened after that date. So I run a lot of sales. You guys can see here, look at all these. I typically run, I get this question a lot too, how many sales do I run? I will run sales 2 to 3 times a week. I am a huge advocate for running lots of sales because I feel like you get the most traffic on your inventory when a sale has just started and when a sale is about ready to end. Something that I noticed about running long sales was it seemed like the time in the middle, there wasn't a lot of traction. There wasn't a lot of traffic on listings. There wasn't a lot of eyeballs that my listings were getting put in front of. It's almost like the time in the middle was irrelevant. So I started running shorter sales, maybe 48 hours long or 72 hours long, and just doing multiple of those, and just basically restarting them every 2 hours because you do have to wait 2 hours when a sale ends and another begins, but I'm constantly running sales. And it doesn't have to be anything significant. I will run sales between 5 and 10%. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do, 30% off or 50% off. You can go that high if you want to, but I don't. So I will run 2 to 3 sales per week. And we can see here that I stopped my most recent sale at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time on August the 12th. So I only had, the first 12 days of the month, I was running a sale trying to boost traffic that way. And so I stopped, and you could see here, look at this graph. So this was the first half of August. So these are the charts for the first half of August. Well, not half, but the first 12 days. So you could see kind of, what the sales were in relation to the promotion. Like you could see here that there was, $95 worth of sales, and it was all from promotions. And then here, the last half of the month, there was no sales running. So I'm not exactly sure why it even says that I had promotional sales, because I wasn't even running a sale. I'm not running promoted listings. So, oh, it's base sales. That's why. There we go. So base sales here, but there's still some promotional sales. Not exactly sure. Oh, I bet it's volume pricing. So I'm looking at that. I'm thinking to myself, why does it say I have any promotional sales? I wasn't running any promotions, but I do have volume pricing on multiple listings. So I guess volume pricing, which if you're not exactly sure what volume pricing is, it's basically where you go into a listing where you have multiple quantities of the same item, and you give people the option to get a discounted percentage the more they buy. So if you have, a 2-pack of deodorant, for instance, but you tell someone if you want to buy 2 of these, then you get an extra 10% off. That's still considered a promotion, even though you're not running a promotion. So that's what that is, if I had to guess, because I do sell things in multiple volume quantities. So if I had to guess, that's what the promotional sales were. But yeah, so not a lot going on here. So let's go take a look at the weeks leading up to stopping to run sales. Okay, so my sales were not super great at the beginning of August. There was a lot of intermittent listing. Like we were still listing, but we weren't listing as aggressively at the beginning of the month. So sales were a little bit lower than they were at the same period in July. But what this is going to tell us right here, so I'm looking at August 13th through the 31st. So we had a 15% drop from the exact same period. And that exact same period is when I was running sales before. So even though my sales are down 45% for the overall month, what this shows us is that when I stopped running sales, my sales went, that's going to get so confusing when I stop running sales. Let's say when I stop running Markdown Manager. When I stopped running Markdown Manager, there was a decrease of 15.8% in sales. So that's what this is telling me right here. I sold, 29% less items during the same period when I was not running sales. So this right here, a whole bunch of red. So I sold less revenue, I sold less items during the same period where I was not running sales versus the prior period when I was running sales. So hopefully that makes sense looking at it that way. Running sales definitely makes a difference. But something else that I wanted to point out is this increase of 18.9% in average sale price. So there was something interesting that I did notice. And I guess you could say it's interesting, but it's really not interesting because it's kind of like, to me, it's common sense. But when you're not running sales, obviously the merchandise that you are selling is selling at a higher price point unless you're accepting offers, which I did, accept offers during the month of August. When I was doing this test, it's not like I said, no Markdown Manager sales and no offers. I did accept offers. I just, refrained from running any sort of markdown sale. So obviously, when you're not running a markdown sale, you are selling merchandise at a higher price point. So that actually upped my average sale price 18.9%. So in the sea of red in my sales report page, the bright green number is my average sales price went up because I wasn't running a sale. So I guess that could be seen as a pro as opposed to a con of not running a markdown sale. But then you also have to weigh, is having a higher average sale price worth significantly less sales? For me, it's not. I would rather have, a $16 average sale price and sell more than have less sales and have a higher average sale price. Now, of course, your mileage may vary, your situation might be different, but I would much rather prefer to move more merchandise out at a lower average sale price versus less items go out at a higher average sale price. I think it's because my personal sales model on eBay is the turn and burn model. Like, I need to move stuff out. I don't want to have to store stuff for very long. There are a lot of online sellers that would prefer to hold on to things to maximize their profits, but I really can't do that. I get so much merchandise in, I have to move it, which means I don't mind selling things at a lower average sale price just to turn and burn the inventory. But if you have a sales model that you might want to have that average sales price be higher and you're willing to hold on to the merchandise, maybe you're not turning as much inventory or you're holding on to inventory more because maybe you don't get as much inventory in as I do, then that number might be important to you. But I'm focused on the fact that my sales were down over 15% just because I stopped sales. So something else that I noticed about no longer running markdown sales that I thought was pretty noteworthy, and I almost started talking about it in my monthly sales recap video, but then I realized that it wouldn't make any sense unless you had seen this video, so I wanted to go into it in this video. But something that I noticed that I wasn't expecting to see when I ran this test was a lot of older items were selling. And I don't know if that was just a coincidence, but normally whenever I run markdown sales, I will find that a lot of our newly listed items are what is selling. It's almost like you list brand new items, you put them on sale, and they sell even faster. Because usually I have a pretty good sell-through rate. I'll turn over, maybe 30 or 40% of my inventory in 60 days or so. And I think a lot of that has to do with constantly running markdown sales, constantly listing items. But when we stopped running the markdown sales, I was noticing a lot of listings that were older selling. And that was something I didn't expect to see when I was running this test. So could it theoretically be concluded that when you stop running sales, you tend to move out older inventory? Maybe. That's kind of what I'm able to deduce from this. If you stop running sales, are you more likely to sell your older inventory versus all of your newer inventory? So that's something interesting to ponder. So as a result of what I just said about the older inventory selling, we could see here that my net selling cost is actually up to 40.4%, which was an increase. This 0.6% thing, that's irrelevant because we're only looking at the period when I stopped all markdown sales. When I did my monthly sales recap video, my selling costs were actually up 7% from July, which means that my selling costs were, I think it was up to 41.5%, which is a pretty big hike. And that is because a lot of the items that sold were older items that had been listed originally with free shipping, which you might remember, I just recently said, I quit free shipping, I'm not doing it anymore. Every single listing that we have listed from about the middle of June up to this point is all charge shipping. We're not doing free shipping anymore. And one of the benefits to doing the charge shipping was the net selling costs are down. So when I started getting a lot of the sales coming in of the charge shipping merchandise, my selling costs dropped down significantly towards, 34, 35% as opposed to being 41, 42% like it normally was. But here I am back to, 40, 41% selling costs because I've been selling older items that still have free shipping on them. Hopefully I didn't just make your head spin with all of that. I followed it. Did you follow it? So because I sold a lot more items that were the older listings that had free shipping on them as opposed to the newer listings that have the charge shipping on them, that means that I ended up paying more in selling costs for the month of August while I was running this test to show you guys how important running Markdown Manager is. So what I want to do now is I want to actually take you into my computer and show you how to run a Markdown Manager sale, because if you've never run a sale before and you have an eBay store subscription or you're wanting to get into an eBay store subscription and you need to learn how to run a Markdown sale, I'm tired of not having my merchandise on sale. I don't like seeing my sales down this low. I want to run a markdown sale so I could hopefully get the ball rolling again. So I'm gonna take you into my computer and I'm going to show you how to run a markdown sale. We'll just run through it really super quick. It's very, very simple and easy. And then after we do that, I wanna talk to you guys about the Reseller Appreciation Month that Wholesale Ninjas is doing for the entire month of September. So let's get on back in here, and we're going to go to the marketing tab of the eBay Seller Hub, and we're going to click Markdown Sale. Go to the drop down, create a promotion, and you're going to say sale event and markdown. So this first page, this is where we're going to decide what kind of percentage we're going to do. I'm just going to start with, 5% off. That's usually what I do in the middle of the week, which it is currently September 1st. So we're right, happy hump day. We're just going to say select items. So this is where you can decide whether or not you want to do everything store-wide this percentage off, or if you would rather say, no, I just want to have some categories, maybe do 1% off, and then you could do another category, another percentage off. If you have clothing and shoes, and then you also have things like cosmetics, you could say, I want to do 30% off of all cosmetics, and then I want to do 10% off of clothing. This next page is where you'll be able to basically dictate what items the sale price is going to apply to. Okay, so it's going to give us two options. We can say if we want to select items one at a time, or if we can set rules, which would be like selecting categories. So because I have so many items, I don't want to select them one at a time, so I'm just going to say create rules. So this little list here, it gives you the option to select the eBay default categories that are in your store, your own personal eBay store categories, or you could just say all inventory. So I am going to say all inventory because I just want everything in my store to be discounted. So then we just come down here and say save and review. So then right here at the top of the list, which I never mess with this, it's not visible to buyers, so it's just basically for tracking in your marketing tab. There's a little checkbox here that says I want to include skipped or new items when they qualify. That basically means that if you're listing new merchandise, as soon as they are uploaded and available for sale in eBay, they can be included in the sale. If you did not want to do that, you would just simply uncheck that box. And then this one here basically means you want to keep items in the sale and block them from all revisions, which I never, ever, ever say do this, because I like to do revisions of my listings to try to give my store a boost in the algorithm by doing, a little revision. And if you select that, it basically means that any item that's in the sale is blocked from revision for the entire length of the sale. So I never, ever check that box. So this is today, September 1st. I just like to hit start now and then end date. So I only like to run sales for a couple of days. So I'm going to end the sale Friday evening. Let's say we'll end it at 9 o'clock. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll start another sale on September 3rd at 11 o'clock p.m. Because remember, you have to wait 2 hours before you can start another sale. So I like to schedule them in advance. So after I get done with this, I'm going to go ahead and schedule another one starting Friday night. I just come down here and I'll just say, 5% off. If you want to select an image for your sale event image, you can, but I never do. And then you just hit launch. And that's how easy it is to run a sale in your eBay store. Hello again, Editing Lindey here. So I just wanted to show you guys what happened after I started this sale. So we're just gonna look at a custom sales report for August 31st and September 1st, because there was no sale running on August 31st, and then I started that sale on September 1st. Later in the morning, I just started it with you guys in the video, and look at what happened. So comparing these 2 days together, this is just so blatantly obvious that Markdown Manager really, really does make a difference. So this day I had no sales running at all. It was a really low sales day. You could see here $29.51 in sales. That was it. And then I started a Markdown Manager sale, and boom, sales were up significantly. There was an 82.5% increase in sales in just 1 day. And this wasn't even a full day. The Markdown Manager sale that I started on video with you guys didn't even really begin until around noon Central Time, and this only goes until about midnight Pacific. So it wasn't even a full 24 hours, and you can see the significant difference it made going from no markdown sale to markdown sale. So I just wanted to include that in the video because I thought this was a pretty neat, significant thing to show right after, we went in and started running a sale. So really quick before I get out of here, I want to tell you guys about the Reseller Appreciation Month that Wholesale Ninjas is hosting over on their website. So as you guys know, Wholesale Ninjas is by far my favorite supplier for merchandise for my eBay store. They've been my primary supplier for 2 years now, and they are about ready to be my primary supplier for the storefront that I'm planning to open next month. But for the entire month of September, they are actually doing free shipping on all of their personal care and cosmetics lots. And guess what, guys? There's no cap. So if you go to their website, which I always make sure to link my favorite lots down in the video description, if you want to go to their website, if you want to make a purchase, all of their personal care lots and their cosmetics lots are free shipping for the entire month of September. My coupon code is also still valid if you have not yet used it since the beginning of August. And that code is Lindey25 and it gets you $25 off of anything on the Wholesale Ninjas website. And then in addition to doing free shipping on all personal care and cosmetic slots, they're also giving away Apple products every single week. So customers that purchase up through noon every Friday, there's going to be a drawing for a free Apple iPad every single week during the month of September. They're also going to be doing random drawings to give away Apple Watches and AirPods. Then at the end of September, 3 customers are going to be selected to get a $200 off coupon code to be applied towards their next purchase. This is a huge giveaway month at Wholesale Ninjas. First of all, I can't even believe that they're doing free shipping on all personal care and cosmetics lots. That saves a ton of money right there, but then they're also giving away iPads, Apple Watches, and AirPods to customers that purchase during the month of September. And then at the end of the month, 3 more people are going to get a $200 coupon code. September is already shaping up to be an amazing month. So thank you so much to Wholesale Ninjas for partnering with me, sponsoring today's video, and providing this amazing opportunity for resellers and doing an appreciation month. I will definitely make sure to link all of my favorite products that they have down in the video description below, as well as my coupon code to get $25 off of anything on their site. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like this, please remember to give it a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post a new video. Don't forget to put any questions or comments down in the comments below. And don't forget to check the video description because I always put a lot of useful information in there for you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. I will see you with my next video. Bye-bye.